Hello and welcome. My name is Paul Nashawaty and I'm coming to you live from the show floor at Monday.com Elevate25. I'm joined today by Derek Major, CEO of Eligeo. Welcome, Derek.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, how about you?
Yeah, great. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the company?
Yeah, for sure. So Eligeo, we're a Monday.com consultancy specializing in the construction industry. We've been in business since 2008. We've been a Monday.com partner since 2017. So we've been able to see a lot of the amazing journey we've had with Monday and their growth. In our world, it's it's all about construction too. So we really specialize in that space across North America. We have offices in Canada and the United States. Our team is all over North America as well. And yeah, we're loving building on Monday and building some amazing solutions for construction folks.
It sounds awesome. I mean, it really does. But tell me a little bit about this, because it's kind of a niche market, right? If you look at like the construction solutions that are built on top of Monday, yep. Why did you go in that direction?
You know what, we looked at it a few years ago and we want to find something to stand out, because as the Monday.com ecosystem started maturing, we want to differentiate ourselves from other partners out there. And we said, what industries are out there that we could really look at, and what is some of the expertise we've had? Right. We've been one of those generalists over the years, because we were the first partner in North America too. So we kind of got everything. So we started looking at, well, what can we focus on? And we looked at the construction space and we realized that's like the last billion-dollar industry to actually digitize. And we started thinking and coming up with different ways and solutions to kind of tackle that, and that's kind of how we landed on the construction space, and just kind of taken off from there.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you look at the boom that's been happening in the construction industry, it's just really been taken off, especially since 2008, right?
Absolutely.
It's been growing like crazy, so the solutions that you're building really kind of help amplify and drive that from a project management perspective all the way through delivery, so it's really, really important. So, but that leads me to like the next focus that I want to talk about, which is the partner ecosystem, right? The Monday.com partner ecosystem, you're a platinum partner, but that is an area that, I think you can build a lot without being in the partner program, but you get a lot by being with the partner program. Yep. Can you talk a little bit about the partner program and why you see this as such a great investment for Monday?
Sure, yeah. We've been partners with other software vendors over the years, and the amount of support that we get from Monday is it's off the charts. Our team, our sales teams, our service teams, they meet weekly, sometimes daily with the Monday.com team, so we really work in tandem together. So it really allows us to be successful, and that's obviously, as I said, from back in 2017 when we first started to now, it's changed a lot, but it keeps getting better and better. And that's why when we said, let's pick an industry to focus on, how's Monday going to support us? And they've been all in. Like if you were to go talk to any Monday.com person and mention construction to them, the first word out of their mouths is Eligeo.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. No, I mean, it really is. I mean, and you're being the kind of the focal point for Monday Solutions that really helps with that ecosystem as well. Well, talk a little bbit about the, how you're able to build fully integrated solutions around Monday and what's unique about the construction industry that you wouldn't get in just like a generic deployment from Monday?
Well, it's in the construction world, like as you mentioned, it's changed a lot, since we started. But it's a really fractured environment as far as software goes. Like there's field service tools, there's project management tools, they're kind of all over the place. But the problem is a lot of these companies, every construction company you talk to, is they have 10, 15 different systems they're working off of. So we look at Monday as that whole tech stack for the construction company, not just us, let's say a general contractor building a home. It's not just that use case, but they also look at other things like, how do I bring HR into the picture? How do I bring customer service into the picture? And then all of a sudden you can tie it all together within Monday. So we start building all of our apps that just plug right into what Monday's doing. So it creates this nice seamless experience.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, because when you think about the uncertainty the construction business and industry really has, there's a lot of shifting timelines, resource challenges, and things that happen very, very rapidly.
Absolutely.
So if you don't have like a system or a way to deliver it, it really does become a complicated issue. Yeah. But when we look at these resilient workflows, right, can you talk a little bit about how the teams are aligned and with productivity and basically controlling those uncertainties that you run into?
Yeah, I think that, I'm sure we'll talk about AI a bit, but just touching on it, I think AI is going to help a lot with that, especially on the scheduling side. But the low-hanging fruit we've found is the people in the field. It's like just giving them connectivity to the project manager sitting in the office, trying to know what's going on with all the different sites they're working on. How do I get that information back in? So just giving them an electrician, for instance, is a very simple use case. Give them the ability right on their phone, they get a text message, they click a link, they update, take pictures, whatever they need to do, time tracking, and that pushes it right back into Monday. Me as the project manager back at the headquarters, and boom, I have everything right in my fingertips, right? So that stuff that's the game-changing stuff, and AI is going to take that even further, is now imagine, and this is stuff that we're working on for our product, eConstruction, is the ability to do an impact analysis on a schedule. So let's say the electrical guy is not available in the home. We can actually have the AI tool prompt the project manager suggesting other ways to adjust your schedule without having to start going through a whole Gantt chart to figure it out. It's all done right on the fly.
So tell me about that a little bit more, because like you mentioned AI, and of course we can't have a conversation without talking about AI.
Yeah.
It's
required these days.
It's the buzzword of the time. I think that you make a lot of good points here, right? When you have impacts to your schedule, and what we see is, in research, we see that AI is helping with resource allocation, right? It's helping with driving towards results. But more importantly, if there is an impact, like say an electrician's not available, or somebody is going to shift a timeline, before you'd have to kind of build out the projections, the models, and it was kind of complicated and complex.
It could sometimes take days to kind of shift. Exactly,
right,
yeah.
and that in itself is a problem, right?
Yeah.
So how does AI kind of help with that? I know it accelerates it, but what does it really do for you?
I think the biggest thing is assessing those impacts. So that tool, that impact analysis, it'll take a look at, if I shift this out by 1 month, it's going to automatically look at everything else. Because let's say the electrician's got to do their work, but you need someone in there to do the framing on the home, but they can't do the work until the electrical work's done, for instance, right? So number one, we have to change the schedule, but what if the framer's not available? How do we communicate to the framers? So proactively even communicating that with the other sub-trades, for instance, in that use case, and keeping everyone kind of aligned and communicating together. That's another thing with construction. Everything's very siloed. I might be, it might be a construction division at one company, and if they're dealing with several different trades, like how do you get everyone aligned on one platform? And that's where Monday.com, we use that to actually do a lot more collaboration. So I might invite all of these people, their project managers, or whether dispatch people, whatever it might be, inside of the platform. So now you're collaborating with all your partners at the same time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, communications and collaborations is a key area for this, for success, right?
Absolutely.
And so AI can help give you those projections, as we were talking about. But okay, so let's talk a little bit about Eligeo's offering. Your eConstruction, powered by Monday.com. It bridges the gap between the field offices and what's happening with real-time performance. Talk about that collaboration, automation of workflows, and streamlining data across those different areas. What does that mean, and why is that incredibly important to these construction industry?
Yeah, there's a huge disconnect right now between your suppliers, your subs, and general contractors. There's a huge disconnect. And what we're finding now is that we can actually build out things like bid portals. So this is one of the features we were launching here in the fall. And the idea behind that is, let's say you have an RFP coming in. I can take that RFP, use eConstruction to automatically ingest that using AI, automatically populate the entire thing inside of Monday, and then it actually proactively invites all of your subs and vendors into the project automatically. So all of a sudden this communication layer is now being automated. So the project manager still has control to say, yes, let's go ahead. There's still some checks along the way, but now it's kind of facilitated that, because in the old way, okay, got to get Outlook open or Gmail, start sending the emails out. You can go back further, 20 years, I'm sending out faxes, which some people still do. It's kind of crazy when you run into that. But what we're finding is that now we can actually speed up that communication process using these streamlined flows that you couldn't do before.
Yeah, so acceleration of the projects, right? Because you can streamline, taking from days down to minutes?
Yeah, minutes.
Is that minutes, yeah?
Yeah, minutes,
I just don't want to put words in your mouth, but minutes.
Yeah, it can be minutes, it can be, it depends on how fast that PM wants to go, right?
Right.
Like the goal here for us is to make it as seamless so that the project manager knows what's going on, but the tool's doing all the heavy lifting and all the work, because like you mentioned, like if schedule changes, for instance, if they need to go through a massive project, let's imagine we're building a tower, like there's a lot of pieces that go in as far as like scheduling and tasks and things. Like that's a massive thing to go and shift and adjust.
Yeah.
Now you use these different AI components to actually accelerate all that, like you said, down to minutes. And
so you're boosting overall efficiency, right? Which in turn basically applies to operational costs, right?
Yeah.
So you're maintaining profitability, but increasing profitability because you're reducing the amount of time, which means you can get these built. I mean, I see in my own little ecosystem of my world, I see neighborhoods popping up and going up very quickly, right? I live in a county that's one of the fastest growing counties in my area, and the neighborhoods are just popping up, right? And I wonder how they could do it, because just a few years ago, building a house took a lot longer than what they're doing right now. And so solutions like yours are really help driving those efficiencies.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's next? Like what when you look at, like we've done a lot to optimize. It sounds like you've done a lot to drive towards that success. What are the areas and challenges that the construction industry faces today that you can look at and go, hey, this is what we can drive better next in the next generation?
I think it is adoption. Like these technologies are out there. I think part of the problem is that margins are really thin in that world, right? And I think the other piece too, like I mentioned, the adoption piece, is that these people that are in the field, they just want to do their work. So you have to find a way to actually get these things into their hands. And that's why you see so many tools out there now. Like there's lots of options out there for different products. And I think as we can start educating and teaching and showing them how easy it is some of these things to use, I mean, back to Monday.com, that really helps us because it is so easy to use and so easy to get people excited about it. Even right down to the person picking up the hammer, they can actually use a tool that's friendly versus some of these more legacy tools, which are a lot more complex. So
yeah, of course, you want to make it frictionless, right? Let the end users control their destiny, so to speak, and use the tools that are easy for them to use. And most everybody's using phones and everything today, so it's easy for them to kind of look at it. All right, so let's talk about this, Derek. So we look at a year from now, we're sitting here at next year's event, and we're looking at Eligeo's goals for next year. What's next for the partnership with Monday?
We're just really accelerating on the product development side. It's an interesting time for companies like ours. Like in our world, it's always been consulting. Hire Eligeo, we come in, help you set up systems, help out Monday. But we're really transitioning to this product-led organization so that our partnership with Monday is now becoming more of, you're buying Monday, but you're also buying eConstruction all in a package together. So it's really shifting the way we're working. So instead of customers coming to us saying, oh, go build us all this stuff, well, we already have it all built for them. So we spent a lot of time listening to our customers and learning from them. We're still doing that, even here at Elevate, doing the same thing, learning from them and finding better ways to improve their workflows. So a year from now, I'd love to sit down and say, here's the product powered by Monday, which has even gone further than what it is today.
No, that's awesome. I mean, it really is taking that next step, right? And this is an ever-changing industry, so it definitely. So we talked a lot about a lot of different things. It's just kind of the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. Where can the audience go to learn more about what you're talking about your company? Like, where would they go to find out more about this?
Check us out, eligeo.com, eligeo.com. Tons of information on what we're doing in the construction space, as well as some of the other success stories within other industries as well.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Derek, for your time, and thanks for your insights and perspective. It really has been awesome having you on the show here. And thank you for the audience that's watching. I'm Paul Nashawaty, coming to you live from the show floor at Monday.com, Elevate 2025, on theCUBE, your leading source for tech news.